We're going to continue with solving systems of equations, and we're going to look at three different types of answers. We've already talked about this one. That would be one solution. That's when two lines cross and we get an ordered pair. In this case, the ordered pair is 0, 1. The second answer is if we have two parallel lines that don't cross. That would be no solution. And the third possibility is when we have two lines that are exactly the same, one's on top of the other. That would be infinite amount of solutions. So those are the three different types of solutions that we're going to be getting. So we're going to graph each of them, and we're going to see how many solutions. So for the first one, our y-intercept is at 0. So what we're going to do is we're going to plot a point at 0. And then our slope is -1, so we go down one to the right one, down one to the right one, and that gives us our first line. For the second one, our y-intercept is 3, so we plot a point at 3. Our slope is 2. It doesn't show up right there, so I'm going to go down to the left 1. And then I see that I have one solution, and that solution is -1 and 1. So here we have one solution. Now for letter B, what we're going to do is we're going to graph our y-intercept, and we see that our y-intercept is -1, so we plot a point at -1. Our slope is 2, so we go up 2 over 1, up 2 over 1, and that right there gives us our first equation. For our second one, I'm going to get the y by itself, so I'm going to subtract the 4x, so I have -2y equals -4x plus 2. Then what I'm going to do is divide by -2. And I get y is equal to 2x minus 1. So I plot a point at -1, I go up 2 over 1, and what I notice is that it's the same line. So my answer is going to be infinite amount of solutions. Now, looking at letter C, I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to start off with my y-intercept, and I see that my y-intercept is 2. My slope is -2/3, so I go down 2 to the right 3, or I could go up 2 to the left 3, and I draw my line. Then what I'm going to do is I'm going to get the y by itself, so I'm going to subtract the 2x, and I'm going to divide by the 3. And I get y is equal to -2/3 x plus 3. So I plot a point at +3. I go down 2 to the right 3. And I see that my lines are parallel. So this right here would be no solution. Now, let's look at 3 more. What I'm going to do is I'm going to start with the easy one. So I'm going to start with my second one. I see that my y-intercept is -4. I go up 1 over 2. I'll go up 1 over 2 just to make sure my line is straight. For the second one, I'm going to subtract the 4. So I have 2y equals, and then x minus 4. And I'm going to divide by 2. So y equals 1/2 x minus 2. So I go to -2. I go up 1 over 2. Or I could go down 1 over 2. And what I see are two parallel lines. So that right there would be the answer, no solution. Looking at this next one, I see that my first equation has a y-intercept of 3, slope is 1, so up 1 over 1, or down 1 to the left 1. And then for my other one, my y-intercept is 3. It has a negative slope, so I go down 1 to the right 1, And what I notice is that they cross at the ordered pair 0, 3. Now for the last one with letter F, first thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to graph my first equation. So I have my y-intercept at 3, and then my slope is negative 3, so I go down 3 over 1, down 3 over 1. And then for my other one, I'm going to subtract the 3x, so I have y equals negative 3x plus 3. And I notice that plot a point at 3, down 3 over 1, and it's the exact same line. So that's going to be infinite amount of solutions.